in a panic, we're in over our heads again. We know this is what we're meant to do. So we wake up, put our feet on the floor, go and conquer the day like a warrior, like warriors. Cause that's what a tribe does. We got your back so you can relax and focus on all the important stuff, like getting your business done. This is our tribe. We look out for each other. That's right, that's right. This is our tribe. We help each other grow in business and life. That's right, that's right. No need to panic anymore. We got lots of support and an army of warriors by our side. We fight the good fight when we unite. We fight the good fight when we unite. Cause that's what a tribe does. We got your back so you can relax and focus on all the important stuff, like getting your business done. This is our tribe. We look out for each other. That's right, that's right. This is our tribe. We help each other grow in business and life. That's right, that's right. This
Imagine.
No to you, annoying YouTube advert coming in at the wrong time. That's my job, is to interrupt people before the videos they actually want to see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Coffee Shop Conversation Show, the very first one for 2024. I hope that everyone is massively energized and ready for today's topic, no doubts. I'm James Brown of James Brown Voice, your voiceover with soul. And today's topic, interestingly enough, as we were just talking off air about how many of us have been down with various types of lurgy and other nasty things in the last couple of weeks, is all about self-care and how we can start off the year in the best way possible. And I'm joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Sondra Ray. How are you, Sondra? And happy 2024 to you.
Happy New Year to you too. I am good. I am good. I was up bright and early this morning. And yeah, it's midday for me. So yeah, the first half of the day has been go, 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 but very productive. And Tech is not wanting to work on YouTube, but we were recording, so we will get it up later if that's what has to happen. It's not wanting to link, but that's okay. So yeah, yes, self-care is definitely a good topic, I feel, for the new year, because people get focused on what should have they already had set up, and are they behind the 8 ball already? And if you were sick over the holidays, you might not have done some things for the beginning of January. And I already know people that are like very anxious and very like struggling with mental health already, and we're only 8 days in, and that's sad. So just would like to talk about practices and ways to, as an entrepreneur, still take care of yourself so you're not burnt out by January 31st, because unfortunately it does happen.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm super grateful to talk about this topic. It's an important one, and
Yeah,
it is one that I
good.
need to do.
And of course, January is we've got the resolutions, haven't we? Many people will be stepping into the gym, having purchased their new annual membership, thinking that they'll be going every month, and then they'll go twice, and away that'll go, and the gym will just go, "This is brilliant. This is the best marketing strategy ever."
Yeah, 75% of people fall off of their resolutions by the 3rd week in January.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be.
Change is
disciplined
hard.
with this
Change
sort of
is
thing.
hard.
Yeah,
It's change. It's change. You're changing routine for the good. Same thing with self-care. Everybody, I'm going to do self-care this month, and yeah, you do it the first weekend, and then 3 months later you haven't took a break or done anything. So yeah, change is hard. We're a creature of habit, and we all can have the greatest intentions for the new year, but yeah, the follow through and the actions and the consistency
Who's up
is
first here? Peter.
Yep.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Oh, likewise.
Tell us
Likewise.
your thoughts on self-care and making us all better.
Oh, goodness me. You know what? I think not only I think you hit a certain age and self-care becomes important all of a sudden. I think when you are youthful and vibrant and this entrepreneur, it's go, 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 and then you realize you cannot go anymore. Self-care is so important. It's like a muscle. Unless you exercise it, it's going to do nothing for you. And and like you were saying earlier, that gym membership, you exercise that muscle for the first 3 weeks, and then what does it do for you for the rest of the year? It's not sustainable. So I think my comments on self-care would be, it's not about buying that gym membership. It's not about, for me, it's about introducing something into your life that is a constant. Make it part of your lifestyle, make it part of who you are. And then you can practice that and exercise that and enjoy that throughout the year. You don't be the person that goes, well, okay, well, I'm going to get that gym membership, so 3 weeks worth of intense training, and that should last me the year. It's not going to happen. It's really not going to happen. So, and self-care comes in so many different forms. I mean, it could be taking a moment. Taking a moment can be self-care. Going for a walk can be self-care. Getting onto your motorcycle and driving up the coast can be self-care. There's so many different ways of creating a space that, because it's not just looking after yourself physically, it's about looking after yourself mentally. And you'll find that as an entrepreneur, making decisions in a fast-paced space where the decisions that you make affect what you earn, how you live, what you get to enjoy, what you don't get to enjoy. If you're not mentally strong, then you're making weak decisions. So I think it's really important to create that space that you can breathe, that you can just think clearly, where you can step back, and then start looking at physical self-care, because they are two completely different things. Although physical self-care is good for your mental health. So I think I'm going to buy myself a canoe. I think I'm going to get myself, I'm going to go canoeing. That's what I'm going to do. And once I've bought it, I can't not use it. So maybe I'll use it for 3 weeks. Who knows? That's Peter from Explore ProTech. Over to you.
I love that. I love it, Peter. Gonna buy a canoe. Yeah, we'll see what this team thinks about buying a canoe. That'll be an interesting conversation. Yeah, I am very big on pick 3 areas and then pick one thing to change at a time. So if exercise is what you want to change, then do it, make the goal and pick something you're going to do. If like, it's cold here in the US, so me driving to the gym I don't want to go outside in cold and then work out and then go back outside in the cold. Like, if I can do something in my house, then I'm more likely going to do that. And as far as workouts, like, I know dancing and walking videos and things that I like to do, I'm going to do more willingly than if you tell me to do weightlifting for an hour. I'm going to be like, yeah, okay. It's not going to happen. So picking something that for self-care, and self-care, I think, is different for everybody. It doesn't have to be working out. It doesn't have to be meditation. It can be, like you said, going outside for 5 minutes and breathing fresh air, stretching, taking a stretch break for 5 minutes from your desk that we sit at for 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day. So definitely different ways to express self-care. Self-care doesn't always have to be a physical activity. Mental health, playing, puzzles, games, things that bring you joy. Coloring, that was very popular in the US for a long time, and still is. I ran across my adult coloring book the other day, and I'm like, I haven't used that in a long time. So definitely, and like you said, as a business owner, we're always on a go, go, go state on us. So Permelia, I think you were next. Your hand went down and went back up. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Happy New Year to those that I didn't say Happy New Year to yet. So yes. And Peter, you got to come to the West Coast of Canada. We have lots of plays to canoe. There's lots of people who canoe out here. I think this is a great topic, and I think it's really important. I love the points, Peter, that you made about putting things in place so that you actually are taking care of yourself, not just thinking, okay, it's January, I need to go to the gym, I need to do this, I need to do that. Because if you tell yourself you have to do something or you need to do something, I don't know about you, but my little person on my shoulder goes, no, you don't. So I think that's really important. I've started over last year, I started making sure that I scheduled into my scheduler a lunch break. Because if I don't schedule in a lunch break, and I started scheduling it in for like an hour and a half. Now that doesn't always work out, but at least I have the opportunity then to go for a walk around the block, and also eat lunch and have a break. And I actually move myself from, I work out of my house, so I actually move myself from my office to, well, we eat a lot in the living room on our little TV trays. So, but I do move myself, so that it's something different that I'm doing. And yeah, I think it's really important. As I've scheduled in the first 3 months of my year of the things I want to do. Sondra's going to be very, very pleased to hear this. And this was also an idea that I got after taking your workshop, Sondra. So I have every quarter now, as I start the new quarter, that last week of the last quarter is going to be my planning week for the next quarter. So I did use that I didn't plan as much as I had planned to plan over the Christmas, New Year's break, but I did some, and now I've scheduled in that week, the end of March, which is turning out really well now because I can go and visit my son, who lives in another province to me, and because his birthday is the first week of April. So I think that's really important for you to schedule it in, because it's not going to happen if you don't schedule in your self-care. Yeah.
I think like many things, if it isn't in the diary, it doesn't really exist. So yes, making sure that you've put a designated time to give some real thought to it certainly is important. Can't definitely agree with you, Permelia. Good to see that we have lots of enthusiasm for this one, people wanting to chime straight in, and of course for the first time this year, Lesetja, how are you, sir? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too, James, and everyone. Yeah, lovely to see everyone, and I think it is an ideal topic for the beginning of the year, where we have planned last year, whatever, but where we getting back into gear of doing what we have to do. And I think, Permelia, you mentioned putting it in a diary, planning for it so that it happens. Even your breaks, your taking care of yourself need to be planned. They need to be in a diary so that they can actually happen. And Peter, you mentioned quite a lot about this is not what do you call it, or is it James? This is not your New Year resolutions and all that. I think it was James. it's not a resolution, but you need to take care of yourself throughout the year and actually throughout your life. And I've found ladies, Permelia and Sondra, I found ladies are very good at taking care of themselves. For a slightest headache, they'll go to the doctor. For anything, they'll consult. They will book massages. I don't know if you do that, Sondra and Permelia. They book massages because they want to relax. Men, we just carry on, And I think it's about time that we also try and do what the ladies generally do, and I'm just saying generally. So we need to take care of ourselves, and I think even in business, when you starting this year, we shouldn't take on a lot of projects because that's gonna tie us up before the end of April, and then we're gonna be too tired to carry on with what we have to do throughout the year. So yeah, we need to take care of that. We need to take breaks. I think we spoke about this towards the end of the year last year. We need to take breaks so that we can recharge. Cars that are coming through now are chargeable or battery operated cars that need charging. So we need to keep on recharging ourselves so that we are always energized throughout the year and we are fresh and we can serve our clients. And this is Lesetja Mokou from Litmok, your business development specialist.
I love that. I love that. I think looking at, as far as a business owner, looking at your schedule, as far as working in your business and working on your business, because a lot of people will get knee deep in their business, working on their business, and they can't work on their business, and then they don't even do self-care because, like, we gotta do both sides of the business, and how are we gonna do that and take care of ourselves and and that's typical female. I don't do the massages, go run to the doctor, all that stuff. My husband will tell you I am terrible at that. In fact, that was a big issue over the weekend, whereas he had no clue what was going on and why was I stressed out and da 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 da. So working on better communication with him for sure. But yeah, I think as a business owner, I was this morning doing goal setting session, and my goal was social media. I don't have it planned out for this month and it's stressing me out and da 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 da. And I'm like, that's working on my business because I'm working in my business with my clients right now. I still need to post and get more clients and all the goals I want to meet. So figuring out that balance is truly important. I also think if you can brain dump things that you like to do for self-care, whether it's canoeing or getting the massage done or going for a walk or not eating at your desk, Permelia, I think that's a very important one. I have been better about not eating lunch at my desk. It's actually not healthy, and it actually gives your eyeballs a break and actually helps your stomach to register. Like you're not just eating to be eating, you're focused on eating. So there's a lot of benefits of taking, whether it's 90 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, if that's all you have, to eat your lunch away from your desk is extremely important. Peter, and welcome everybody. We're talking about self-care as an entrepreneur. Go ahead, Peter.
Oof. Yeah, I think I'd like to go back to basics. I mean, the general question should be, why did you become an entrepreneur in the first place? You'll find that 90% of people become entrepreneurs because of the lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice. You want to become an entrepreneur because having that particular kind of lifestyle comes with these benefits. But then you start your business and very quickly learn that you don't have the time to live the lifestyle that you were supposed to be living, because now you've got all these decisions to make, you've got all these things to do, you've got all the social media to cover, you've got all these things coming left, right, and center from different directions, and that whole dream of living this lifestyle just floats swiftly out the window. I don't think we should let that happen. I mean, there is a smarter way of doing business, and I think this is why this space was created in the first place. I want to live a particular lifestyle. I want to be able to live that lifestyle. I want to have those things around me But if I have to fight every day and every minute of the day, every hour of the day to get those things on my own, and it only relies on me, then there is no way I'm going to have the lifestyle that I want. So I think a version of self-care in my mind was, how do we create a space where there are people with different skill sets that can alleviate that and make it easier, not just for me, but for each other. So I think my version of self-care is, I want to build things. I've got big dreams. We've got big projects happening. I want these things to get built out. There's no way I can do it on my own. There is absolutely no possible way I can do it on my own. There are people in this space that have expertise that I just don't have. I just happen to be smart enough to gather them around me. So I think as an entrepreneur, a version of self-care could be, how do I position myself in a space and surround myself with people that want to live the same lifestyle? They have the same dreams. They have different expertise, and all of those expertise coming together can create something where everybody benefits. So I think let's always go back to the beginning. Why do we want to be entrepreneurs? Why do we feel the need to go at it alone so hard and fast and push and burn out, only to realize you didn't actually have to burn out in the first place? So I think that there's an element of, as an entrepreneur, be smart about who you associate with, be smart about who you surround yourself with. Understand who they are, understand what their goals are, what their lifestyle, what do they want in their lifestyle? How can you add to what their dream is? What is their position in what your dream is? How can you build that together? How can you support each other? And all of a sudden, that stress of being that entrepreneur that has to be at the top of his game 100% of the time just becomes less stressful, way less stressful. So I think it's about going back to the beginning, see what lifestyle you want, and just know that getting to that point, it's not for you to do on your own. Never was. Humans were always designed to be interactive, to interact with each other. Why not in business? Why not in entrepreneurship? And you'll find that some of the smartest people on the planet, you think they built their spaces on their own? Not by a long shot. They were surrounded by teams of specialists that specialized in different areas. And there were things that were happening that they did not have to worry about because they were surrounded by the right people. So I think this year, a version of self-care for me is to find more of the right people. How can we build bigger, better, stronger, further? If I had to do it on my own, I'll burn out within the first 3 or 4 days. But I don't have to because I'm surrounded by these people. So happy days.
Yeah, it's the network is, as always, I think, a very important place. It's another goal of mine is to, as before, try and put myself in front of people who I can build longer lasting relationships with to hopefully benefit everybody. That's got to be a great way of getting business, and obviously it takes some of the pressure off you too if you've created a good enough impression that hopefully people recommend you. Who have we not heard from? Permelia, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to Hendrick, as he hasn't had a chance to speak yet, but we'll come straight to you afterwards. Hendrick, hello, matey, and Happy New Year to you.
Good evening, everyone, and compliments of the new year to everyone in the team. Hopefully it's going to be a great year for everyone. So, after listening to what Mr. Peter just said, I think there are 2 things that I'm taking away from everything that he said. Number one, it's very important, like the topic says, about self-care. You need to know what makes you happy, what keeps you going. The journey of entrepreneurship, it's very challenging. we're definitely going to face more challenges than sunny days. So for me, normally what I do after every project, I always buy myself a pair of sneakers and a watch. That's just to keep myself going. That thing keeps me going to say, even when it's difficult, I always remember that I needed that watch. I needed that pair of sneakers. And those two keep me going. And again, what's important is in terms of the teams or being aware of your surroundings. Someone recently said this, and it's been something that has been echoing in my head, that we need to be wise enough to understand when we are living in our dreams, and at the same time we need to be humble enough to understand when we are living in someone else's dream, because that one will also assist you in going forward. The moment you understand that, okay, the dream that I'm in now, it's of the person that's next to me, you celebrate with that person. Hence, it's very important to have positive people or people that challenge you in a good way around you. Because the moment you understand that now you are living in their dream, and then you get to accept and celebrate their wins with them, it's very easy for you to be content with who you are and know how to grow from that whole scenario, instead of everything just being about me, 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 me. It needs to be about me, us, and the team as a whole. If I take one step forward, I expect everyone near me to take 2 or 3 steps forward. That way, we are all moving, be it in the right direction. The fact is, we need to move. That's Hendrick from Teresano Earth Movers, your lifting and rigging specialist.
I love that. I love that, Hendrick. And I love that you know that the tennis shoes and the watch are significant and that they are worth it because you're worth it. So, and I think that's the biggest thing about self-care too, is that you are worth taking care of. You are worth taking care of yourself, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual, emotional, all those things are worth taking care of. Um, and I also want to touch on what Peter said about a lot of us start our business so that we have time flexibility, time freedom, the lifestyle we want. I have a coach that's her term is living life on your own terms. And I really like that. And yeah, that is the reason I started my business. I started my business because my first grandchild was on the way and I wanted to be a present grandparent. This is before they moved out of the state, but I digress. Probably been 3 years, you think I'd be over it. Anyways, so, but yeah, that is the reason. And yeah, if our head is always in our business and we end up hating our business because it's monopolizing more of our time and we don't have the time freedom, then, you become very bitter about that. I've had people ask me if I want to go back to working for the state of Michigan. And I'm like, no, I will go work somewhere else before I do that. But I do love my business. I'm going into year 5. I've made it to year 5. So grateful for that. But yeah, I do like that, Hendrick, that you have a watch and tennis shoes and stuff. It's really about what motivates you to move your body, whether it's family, whether it's time freedom, that motivator is a big one. And yes, my grandkids, the twins they were here for Christmas, and I'll be honest, I was not in my optimum health, and yeah, I definitely felt it. chasing twins in opposite directions. Will definitely tell you how out of shape you are. In about 2 seconds. So definitely have some work to do on myself. And that's part of self-care, wanting to be able to chase my grandbabies and play with them and be on the floor. I watched my mother not be able to do that because of her health issues. So I do know what that looks like. And I don't, that's a good reason for me to take care of myself and my to be here and see my grandbabies and my great grandbabies and all those things that unfortunately my parents did not get to see due to health issues. So for sure, for sure. Permela, come on in.
Thank you. And I just have a comment for Lesetja that you must know some very smart women, because if they know they need to have massages and do what they need to do, good for them. I can say that has something I've had to learn to do, because we're usually taught from very young age as women and girls that we take care of other people. So it's something that's really important for, I think it's a big piece of self-care as a female, to be able to learn to do that, to take care of yourself and to do what you need to do. And I remember doing that probably starting 20 years ago. I was like, okay, I need to take care of me. And not that I'm going to, not take care of my family, but I need to put just as much effort into looking after me as I am looking after my family. So that was really kind of an aha moment for me. So it was a really good time in my life for me to start to do that. The other thing I just wanted to make a comment on, we talked about that earlier, was about resolutions, New Year's resolutions and goals. And I don't make those. I make intentions. I set intentions. And I find setting an intention is much more powerful than making a goal or making a resolution. It's almost like you're setting yourself up for failure. And as we know, the statistics are there that people don't stick to their resolutions. So that's what I always do. I really believe in intentions, because intentions are really, I believe we're setting those intentions from our heart and our soul. And so we're more apt to stay in touch with what's going to be happening. And certainly from looking at it from a business point of view, I set intentions not only for myself personally, but also for my business. And I write them out. I even have them all typed. You probably can't see that with my background. And I read it on a regular basis so that it's top of mind and fresh, because I think that's what's important for it to be really fresh. So, all right. Permelia Parham, I forgot to say this, with the Healing Institute. We're a virtual global hub of holistic practitioners, and we are out to heal the world. So please send anybody you know of who is a practitioner, who you think would be interested in being part of the Healing Institute, and also clients. We need clients to come to the Healing Institute and to connect with our amazing holistic practitioners, which I have found with being part of this group. So, and this network. So I feel very, very blessed that when I met Peter and Nestine and became a member of Explore ProTech.
God knows we all need clients. That's I'm not sure that's ever going to change. Yes, absolutely. Always good to be reminded of that. That's for sure. Thank you very much, Permelia. Who's next? Got two hands up. I'm going to go to Lesetja, I think, again.
I think Peter was next, but it's okay.
Thank you for. You have been nominated, sir. You must continue.
Oh, thank you. Now, I just wanted to add on what Permelia was saying about taking care of yourself and women and Sondra. I don't know if you don't go to do your nails or your hair or something like that, because I find when I've done some nail buffing sometime, and sitting there having somebody going over your nails and beautifying them, it just relaxes you a bit. It's not only about massages and all that. I think it's the very small things that we can do Peter, walking outside for 5 minutes or canoeing or on a bike, riding wherever, it's a great way of taking a break. And I think taking care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, and all that, and emotionally, it's all about taking care of you holistically. So you need to do that. You need to refresh, if I can put it that way. You need to get a fresh start to whatever you're going to do. So if you feel tired, don't keep on pushing yourself. Take a short break. Get somebody to do your nails, Sondra. I'll send my daughter to come through if you pay for a ticket, so that she can just sit there and do your nails while you're sitting down and just relaxing, going through things in your mind, not physically, but just in your mind, because somebody is busy with your body. Thank you.
Thank you for that offer. I'm actually not a nail person. I get weird about people touching my nails. So like I said, I'm definitely not the typical one, but I'll do massage. Actually, I got for Christmas, I put it on my list, and it's a back massager, the auto thing. So my goal is to use it at least twice a week. It has the heat and the massage. So my husband invested really well to make sure that I would do that more often, for sure. Yes, and I want to say Permelia and the Healing Institute, there's a great resource for self-care. They offer lots and lots of different modalities, not just typical therapy, but there's a very large range of different modalities for mental and self-care. I think going and looking at her institute can be part of self-care, because there's a lot of stuff there that is a great resource. So and I know that firsthand because I was part of it at one point. So for sure. Peter, are we still canoeing?
No, I'm actually going to issue a little bit of a challenge, if I may. I think us as humans are inherently selfish. It's just the way of the world. You put two children into one sandbox with one toy, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to play tug of war. They both want the same toy. It's just how human nature is. And, having been involved in multiple projects in multiple different spaces, is probably the reason that I get to choose the projects that I do now and how we do them and why we do them. I've found that projects that are created that are for the betterment of somebody else, not for the improvement of your own pocket, but for the betterment of somebody else. So projects like, and this is Africa, so going up further into Africa, and there was that barter school shoe run where it was you get as many school shoes as you possibly can, and you go to a school in Upper Africa and you give them school shoes, because 9 times out of 10 they don't have shoes. Things like that are really good for your soul. When you focus on something that you're not getting anything back, the only thing you're getting back is a feeling. And I think sometimes we need to chase that feeling, or create a space where we can get that feeling. So I'd like to put out a challenge, and it can be as large a scale or a small scale. Find something that you can do that somebody else would be so grateful for, because you have it in excess or in abundance, and they don't have it at all. Find that person and give them of what you have. What you get back tenfold, because it'll build your character, that feeling of, and I've been involved in projects like that before, where we've had to go to a school that not only do they not have shoes, but they don't have a space to play. They've got no soccer field. They've got no, and to get it stuck in there and to dig and to build and to grow and develop, you're not doing it for yourself. But what you learn from a space like that, and it can be as simple as going to a restaurant and you see somebody outside that's hungry, and you just order something extra, so that when you're finished, you can pack a meal and you can go and give it to them. It can be the smallest thing ever. but don't miss those opportunities. Because if we keep on focusing on me, we will just never learn. So I think the whole process of working with the people around you and having the ability to work with the people around you and build together is about people exercising self-care in the form of not being selfish. So go find some place where you can do that, where you can actually give of yourself. You'll be surprised how strong a version of self-care that is, even though you're not trying to look after yourself, you're trying to look after somebody else. So I think that's a challenge that I'll put out there, and then we'll see what comes out of the woodwork within the next week or so.
I think that's just called care, isn't it? Rather than self-care, just care in general. Yeah, just care. Care, everybody. It's never a bad message. Sorry, Sondra, did I jump all over you there? I thought it was my turn to interject.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's all I had to say. Wasn't anything more profound than that. Are we out of hands? Why are we out of hands, people? That's not good.
I do want to tell Peter, yes, I think self-care can be caring for other people. My only buffer is if you're a caretaker, like Permelia said, if you're that caretaker person that has been a caretaker the whole entire life, since the lovely age of 4 years old, I have to watch that, because then I'm giving so much of myself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So that's my only caveat to that, is to make sure you have something to give. But usually you do. Like the week before Christmas, I met with somebody and I'm like, what do you need? And she's like, huh? And I'm like, besides the typical, I need clients, da, da, da. I'm like, do you need a tracker? Do you need a journal? Do you need this or that? I'm like, I have those resources. So I sent her 2 trackers and she was just phenomenal. Like those are the best things ever to help her track. I think it was brain dump and goals. Anyways, and I was like, took me 5 minutes to email her trackers. So usually it doesn't have to take a lot of time or a lot of your energy to help people out, for sure. I just want to caution to make sure you're filling your cup, because there is that balance. Go ahead, Peter. I was like, Peter's like, you're taking it away from me and then taking the wind out of you.
No, not at all. No, I think that's actually perfect. It just highlights the fact that I think that the person that you should be finding should be a stranger. It should be a stranger, it should be a moment, it should be impromptu, it should be on the spot. Not something that you do for a living, so you're going to give it to somebody else and then they're going to take advantage of you. It can be as simple as the person in the front of you in the queue in the shopping mall doesn't have enough money, just not enough money to buy the item they're supposed to buy, or they have to put an item back. Instead of being focused on yourself, be aware of what's happening around you and what does it cost you really. It's like a little bit extra, and they leave happy. It's that moment, just that moment. Obviously, as entrepreneurs, we like to get paid for what we do, but don't miss those moments. You'll be surprised. You step into a situation and you step in and you step straight out and you walk away, and a complete stranger, you've just made their day, and then look at the way you feel afterwards.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we call them random acts of kindness, and that's a very, very big one for that. All right, Mr. Al, I've not had to say that yet. For the new year, come on in.
No, the person that can bring a different perspective to any topic will be Peter. I mean, you talk about taking care of you, and then he just broadens it up to taking care of the masses. And I just want to say, as you were saying now, Peter, it doesn't have to be on a huge scale. It can be on a very small scale. Helping somebody to get a client or to get an extra client. I mean, how do you feel about it when you've done that service or when you've given that service to the next person? It doesn't have to be things in abundance. School shoes would be great, especially going into Africa or into our villages. But very, very small, minute things. You see a child that is crying for something, and you just buy it for them. It doesn't cost you a lot, and you've satisfied somebody, and you've probably changed somebody's mindset. That child, when they grow up, that's what they'll be growing up with, to say, I can actually do something for somebody if I've got, or even if I don't have, So yeah, thanks, Peter, for bringing that perspective in.
Thank you, Lesetja. Are we out of people to chat to? That surely can't be the case.
I was say, Krista, come on in. I'm like, wait a minute, we have not heard from her. Welcome,
Hey.
Krista. Happy New Year.
Hi, Happy New Year, Sandra, and everyone else. I wanted to say that something that I don't think has been mentioned, at least not while I've been here, is mindfulness. But I use mindfulness meditation as a self-care practice, that in the moment, becoming aware of my present moment, because a lot of times I'm either in my future thinking about, well, what's going to happen later? What's going to happen next week, next month, next year? Or I'm in my past. Oh, I should have done that, or I really enjoyed that, or whatever it might be. And there's something really special about that present moment. And you were talking about acts of kindness. I feel like when I'm in the present moment and setting that intention, you were talking about how doing intentions instead of New Year's resolutions. When I set that intention to be kind and I'm in the present moment, I feel more positive about things, instead of sort of thinking about in the future, oh, what am I going to do later to be kind? And is it good enough? And that sort of thing. I also wanted to say, maybe I'm in the minority here. Random acts of kindness, I feel like, are kind of a coin, in the sense that, and I've been both on the giving and the receiving end. And I feel like sometimes they're really, really positive, and sometimes they're just like, oh, did I do any good? Or, oh, somebody was really kind to me, now I feel bad. Or, so I guess for me personally, I feel that kindness is a lot more meaningful when it is people who I know will really benefit, when I know someone really needs something or wants something, or I have some sort of an insight into their situation. And so when I'm doing something, it's like, oh yeah, this is what they need. And that when they're expressing to me that they're grateful, I really trust and believe, yeah, they really are grateful. Or if they're expressing that they need something different, then I can look and see, oh, maybe I can do that for them instead. And to Peter's point about being about selfish human nature, I feel like that's also a coin, in the sense that we as human beings can be selfish or self-absorbed, in terms of we're looking at what's in it for me. And then there's the other side, that human beings have such a wonderful capacity for love and altruism. And because we actually feel good when we do for others, and when what we do is appreciated in some way, or when what we do makes some sort of an impact, even if it's not appreciated, we know that it makes a difference in some way, that it matters.
Krista, say what your business is, please.
Oh, sure. I'm Krista Giannak. My business is Wise Words That Matter. I'm a ghostwriter and blogger. For me, it's all about helping people build that trust factor. A key question I like to ask people as a writer is, who trusts you and why? I also enjoy inspiring people to share their stories, because I had to learn to share mine as a business owner, networker, and skier who just happens to be blind.
Love that, Krista. Yes, yes. Love your journey. And yes, valid points. There's always two sides of a coin. So I do think that's very honest and transparent. And thank you for bringing that up. Also, that mindfulness meditation is definitely very good. Meditation and me don't always mix, but mindfulness, I am working on being more mindful. Last night, I was in a holistic coaching session, and she's just like, put a sticky note over the rest of the week, so you're not worried about the rest of the week. Just focus on right now, today, because I'm one of those. I'm the planner. I'm the planner for everybody. Business, my house, my adult children. Like that's that caretaker in me. I'm always calendar and who's where, what, and when, and how. And she wanted me to focus, and she knew that that was the only way I was going to focus, was if I put covers over the rest of the calendar so that I could focus in this moment. Because yes, we're always future, past, should I, coulda, what's going on next. I was literally trying to peek at the schedule for tomorrow, I'll be honest. So like literally I'm always we start a new thing tomorrow. So I had not looked at the full schedule, but yeah, being in the present moment so you can see how you can help people and what's going on around you. I know with the state of the world, that is something that people highly encourage for safety concerns. Just being mindful of what's going on around you could be life-saving. So yes, Peter.
Yeah, I actually, talking about being in the moment, I actually wanted to take a moment. If we take a look at this conversation and we take a look at all the different people with the different perspectives and the different outlooks and how they all come together on one particular topic, and we talk this topic through and creating points that people can look at and go, oh, actually, I didn't think about that, or I didn't think about that. It would be very difficult to do if it was only one person giving their perspective. And that's what I love about this space, is that I can say something in my way and Krista can come along and just create clarity. Boom. But that's what she does. That's what she's good at. We can create this space, and there's Sondra, and she can deliver and host, and James can host, and there's Lesetja in the background. There's Permelia. I mean, if we look at what we create and how we create it and how we build it out together, where would we be without each other? I mean, at the end of the day, these are the relationships that actually matter. These are the relationships that we need to build. So I just wanted to take a moment and just go, I'm grateful. It may be rather simple, but sometimes it doesn't take more than that. I think sometimes it's just the simplicity of, I can surround myself with good people, and I can be grateful that they have expertise that I don't. And hopefully I have some expertise that they don't. Hopefully. Who knows? No one knows. But yeah, I'm extremely grateful to be surrounded by incredible people. And this is and these people on the screen at the moment are just the tip of the iceberg. Literally. Such incredible people.
Thanks, Peter. We love you too. And thanks for creating this space where we all really do get so much benefit from it. It's been great. That's why we're still here after a long time, some of us. And I think we've got, do we have time for one more? Sondra, I think we can do one more, can we, very quickly? Permelia, would you like to wrap us up? You're going to be our last speaker for the day.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yes. So, I love Explore ProTech for many reasons. Certainly has helped me with the Healing Institute and meeting amazing practitioners here. But not only that, it's the community and it's the environment that is created here. It's a positive environment. And just like what Krista was saying, yes, we can rub up in the world against people that are negative. But I am just so blessed. I feel very, very blessed that I have surrounded myself with the people that are part of Explore ProTech, because everybody really wants to make the world a better place. I've not met anybody who's, been negative or really wants to take advantage of you, or it's everybody is in a really caring space themselves, and Explore ProTech definitely nurtures that. And so I just want to say thank you. And this was a great topic for the first coffee shop for 2024. So Permelia Parham with the Healing Institute. We are a virtual global hub of holistic practitioners, and we are out to heal the world. Please help us do that.
I thought you were going, James, and I was going to go.
I went before. That's why
Oh,
I was.
okay,
I
okay,
went
okay,
before,
okay.
and now you were just. Look at this. It's like it's a well-oiled machine that's got a bit rusty. I'm afraid it's that break over Christmas.
That break over Christmas. We got a little zinc. Well, why don't you tell us what your business is? So that is the part you did not say. That was the part I was missing.
Did I not say? Oh, right. Well, James of James Brown Voice, your voiceover with soul. You know, you have an incredible product. You know, you give amazing service. I'm here to make sure that everyone else does too. So yeah, jamesbrownvoice.com. Hit me up, people. You know you need it.
Love it, love it, love it, James. A few announcements. We want to thank Susan, who does our graphics and show notes. She also turns this into a podcast on Spotify. So make sure you follow, and you can actually rate us on Spotify. So you have to actually listen to a couple episodes before it'll let you do it. But which you should be doing anyways. So make sure you do that. And of course, share, and comment on our YouTube channel. The goal is to build that massively this year. That is one of my goals, is to build out the YouTube channel. So please make sure you are subscribed and you're liking and sharing our episodes before, after, and during. I'll figure out the tech end for sure. And I am Sondra Ray. I am your goal accountability coach. So I help you break your goals, intentions, whatever word you want to put on it, into bite-sized pieces so that you can keep motivated and take care of yourself and reach your goals for sure. And as Miss Nestine says, we wish that all your entrepreneur dreams come true. We will see you all next week. Have a great one.
Take care, guys.
Have a great week, everyone. See you next week.
You too.